Good morning guys, today's project I'll be making a wooden shadow box. So I got this template from the nerdforge.com. The Nerdforge did this shadow box on their channel already out of paper, but I plan on using the scroll saw to cut all these shapes out of plywood and then putting it together maybe with some LED lights. So this template here is Gandalf versus the Balrog from the Fellowship of the Ring. This is the plan. I haven't used the scroll saw too much, so we'll see how it goes. Okay guys, so for this build there's only 3 layers of the template that I need to cut out. So each layer will be cut out from this plywood and then they'll be put together in sequence. I'll be using this plywood, it's only 3mm, so it should be pretty easy to cut. The ones I've seen online have different shades of different colour plywoods, but I don't have that, so hopefully this still looks good. And to cut it out, I'll be using this scroll saw. Alright, so I've got my pieces cut out now. If it wasn't obvious, I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to using a scroll saw, so I'm not very confident in my abilities to do these tiny little holes here. So I'm just going to try to do them using this little piece on my rotary tool. Alright, so I've got all of my pieces here. They're all cut out, I've peeled off the masking tape. So now what I'm going to do is lay them on top of each other, and I want to create a little gap in between each layer. So I'm just going to cut up some of this plywood here and just put some little blocks in between each layer. Just like that. Then I'm going to put some lighting in between each layer as well. So to do that, I was planning on learning how to solder and make little LED circuits and things like that, but I've got no idea and I just don't have enough time to do that for this project. So I've just got some of these little LED fairy lights, battery operated. So I'm just going to hot glue these in between each layer and see what it looks like. Okay, here it is. I think I'm almost done. I've just spaced between each layer, put the lights in between, and what I've got to do now is just make a wooden frame for it, and then figure out how I can hide this battery pack, maybe in behind one of these pieces. Alright, so here it is. I've just used hot glue to put all this together. I know that's a bit dodgy, but I wanted to be able to, in the future, if I wanted to change the lights, maybe upgrade them to RGB lights, I wanted just to be able to hit it with a heat gun, and then it'll all just fall apart. So that's why I chose hot glue to put it all together, which I wouldn't usually do. I've just cut a little hole in the side here just so I can turn it on and off easier. But I think that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna paint it. I just like the natural plywood. And let's put it on the wall and see what it looks like. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Here it is, the final product. I like the way it looks even with the lights turned off, but let's turn it on. And there we go. I'm not too happy with the positioning of the lights. If I knew anything about electronics, I'd do the wiring myself and maybe put in some RGB lights so I can control the colours. But it's still pretty good. I've never made a shadow box before, let alone a wooden one, so I got to get a bit of practice on my scroll saw. The lines aren't perfect, but I'm still pretty happy. So I can either hang it on the wall now, or it'll just, because of the frame, it can just sit pretty much anywhere. So yeah, it wasn't too hard. It's a cool project. I recommend people trying it. Check out the links in the description for where I got the template. And there's also a video of the Nerdforge doing this similar project, which was my inspiration. So thanks again for watching.